Alrighty, welcome back to more Bassin's Black Bass. Welcome to the Pro Bass Tournament. Hank Parker is entered in this event. Oh, we got a pro. Well, we're pros technically, but we got a real life pro joining us on this tournament. Hi Hank, how are you? Pretty good. It's a pleasure to compete with all of you. Everyone can relax until we start. What are you saying? Your smile shows your confidence. Welcome to the Bronze Lake. 80 highly skilled pros are entered. Only the top 3 go to the next event. Now the fight will begin. You know the tournament rules. Nope. Alright, let's start the battle. Okay. Hank Parker is going to be in this tournament. Every time I've ever played this stage, of course, I don't weigh in until I'm, in the top 3, which usually first place. You can win this tournament if you know how to fish it, but if you don't win it, then he'll win it. And if you do win it, then he'll be in second place. But anyway, this is the Bronze Lake. This is a smallmouth bass lake. Primarily smallmouth is what you're going to be catching here. And there's not a lot of just obvious places to fish. You've got to find some good open water areas. So keep an eye on the sonar in the bottom right corner. And I think there's probably a good open water area just here pretty quick. Anytime you hear that sound, you might want to check. You might have to back up one little blip on the bottom left map area. But as you can see, there's some activity down there at the bottom. Alright, let me pause it real quick. I think I said this in an earlier video, but the story behind this lake is they dammed up a river and created a lake. And when they did, it flooded a former town. So you're going to see some kind of funky stuff as you're searching for open water areas to fish for bass. You're going to see some funky stuff at the bottom. Like as you can see right down there, that looks like the remnants of an old, it looks like an old grain silo or something. But you're going to see stuff like that. And whenever you see it, those are good places. That's where you want to stop. Make sure whenever you stop that you're seeing the same thing over and over and over. And let's go ahead and cast and see what we got here. You're going to want to use deep water lures at open water areas. John's not here to tell us what to fish for, but I'm here and I'll tell you exactly what to use. Okay, alright, that is not a bass. That's a big walleye right there. I've already showed off a walleye, so I'm not going to do that again. But yeah, you're going to see like old houses. These are old, some type of old structures. You're going to see old, I think you'll even see like old cars. But no big bass here. So let's move along. Follow this rotation that I'm about to show you. The first place I like to, anytime you see some decent open water area on the way there, like, okay, here we go again. Yeah, alright. Let's check this out. But follow this rotation. First place you're really going to want to head to is going to be the dump. The dump is, there's some big bass there. See, like here's an old car. Or what looks to be an old car. Okay, there's a bass. And there's a little one. We don't want the little one, we want the big one. But the dump, you can catch some bass there. And like I say, one of the problems with this lake is the smallmouth bass. The biggest unofficial smallmouth that you can catch here is 10.8 pounds. Now there are largemouth bass in this lake, but they're much more rare. If you can catch them, try to catch the biggest ones because the largemouth are going to be up to 12 pounds, just like they were at the Onyx River. So fish smart, Try to catch as many big largemouth as you can. If not, then try to catch all the big smallmouth as you try to catch as many big smallmouth as you can. One of the things that always seemed to work at this lake is smallmouth bass are typically, well, it even says it in the instruction manual that a smallmouth is much more cunning and, you know, I guess a little bit smarter than a largemouth. And it seems to hold true in this lake here. Sometimes you're going to have to throw, well, I know that in the past I've had to do this. You might have to throw 2 different combinations of a lure out there before you actually catch them. The combination that I used to use is throw a topwater lure out there. Well, not topwater, but throw a diving lure out there, like a crankbait or a minnow. And then if the fish won't bite, if the fish acts like it's going to bite it, but it won't bite it, then go back to your tackle box and pick a deep water lure. And the deep water lures that work well here are going to be the grub and the tube bait. Now I think the crayfish will work pretty good too, but I would go to the tube bait first, because I do remember catching a lot of fish on tube baits here. So let's go ahead and try that combination. Let's try a crankbait. If he'll bite it, let's catch him. Good thing about this lake, you don't have to worry about hazards too much. Not till you get down to the dam. Alright, we got this one. Smallmouths, they'll put up a fight too. You gotta be careful. Just be on top of your game. Just work them. Pull that rod back, reel when you can. Make sure they don't get off. Make sure you don't break your lure, or break your rod, heaven forbid. Wear them down and bring them in. Oh no, I lost it. Gummit. Yeah, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Alright. Darn it, I hated to lose a crankbait early in the lake here, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Let's try the tube bait, see if he'll bite that. Now, a smallmouth, you know, like I say, I think the AI works a little bit better for smallmouths in this lake. So, chances are, if you lose one like that, you're probably not going to get him back. And that's a shame, because that was probably a pretty big bass, and it looks like he's not going to bite. I'll try one more time. If we don't catch him, we will head to the dump. Yeah. Looks like he's not going to... No, he's not going to bite. Well, that's a bummer, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. Had a good hot day, too. Warm day. Clear. Partly cloudy. Alright, let's head in. This is the dump. It's in the northeast corner of this lake. Let's give it a try here. So we got heavy coverage in the front. And we've got light coverage in the back. There's a bass right there. Let's see, there's a walleye. Alright, so let's catch this bass right here. The dump is kind of in a shallow area, so you want to use a diving lure. Let's give this minnow a try. Minnows and crankbaits are what you want to use here. Don't get discouraged. Again, this size of a fish, you can always catch them. you'll eventually wear them down. It may take a little while, but eventually you will wear them down. It's a different story with the next one. But this one, be patient, bide your time, work him, wear him down. Eventually you'll be able to reel him in, just like I'm doing now. Let's see what we got. Probably a small smallmouth. No, we got it. All right, we caught a largemouth. It's not very big. Not very big. That was lucky. Well, I guess that was a little bit lucky, a little bit unlucky to catch a caught a largemouth on our first try, but it wasn't very big. Alright, let's try it right here. Alright, we got heavy coverage and then light coverage, so the game's going to calculate as us, we've already been here. So let's move over a little bit. Some lighter stuff. Let's try here. Okay, we got light coverage, so we know we're in a different area. Alright, there's a little bass. It's probably a little bass. Okay, that looks like a walleye. And I don't see anything else. Alright, let's move on. Let's try another area here. Don't want to throw caution in the wind just yet. Alright, we got a light area leading into a heavy area. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's see. That's all I see here. Just a little one. Anything up here? No. Nope. I may have missed one. That's alright. Let's move on. We could look for the area with heavy coverage, both in the front and the back, but I don't want to waste too much time. We need to move on. I want to show off some of these open water areas that you can fish. Alright, if you line your boat up directly from this point and drive straight away, just ease along, wait for a blip on your sonar. Okay. And looks like we got some rocks down there. Let's give it a try. Big rocks. Nothing here. Just a walleye and a little bass. Alright, let's move along. Ease along. Okay, that looks like a different area there. Let's back up a little bit. Okay. Let's try this area a little deeper. Here, that's a walleye, and that's a little crappie. There's crappie in this lake. There's walleye, crappie, and I guess there'd be northern pike in this lake too. Okay, we can try this area, but I think the game's going to calculate this as an area we've already been to. Yeah, because there's that same walleye and crappie. Okay, on we go. Getting a little more shallow. Let's back up. try this area. There's a little bass. There's a northern pike. There's a little bass. Well, not having very good luck in the open water areas yet. Lost one fish and haven't been able to find any more. I'm trying to remember how I do this. I think you come out here, just kind of ease along. Now we're real deep. Let's try driving away from this point. Maybe too deep. May not be able to find anything out here. Scrap that idea. Let's head back to the shallow area. Now here we have the timber. If you pull into this area, it'll take you to the timbers. The timbers are just like the piles at the Onyx River. I've never found any big bass there before. It's not even worth going into. Well, I'll show you one area where you do want to go to, but then after that, don't even bother with going into the timbers because I've never found any big bass there. And plus, you can't cast there anyway because the timbers are in your way and they'll always block your casting area. Alright, there's a crappie. There's a walleye. There's a little bass. And that's it. Nothing else here. So, moving along. You want to get a little bit closer here to the timbers. Okay, let's back up one. Okay, that looks like some different coverage down there, so let's try this area. Yes. Alright, there's a big bass right there. Alright, we got to catch him. We got to get on the ball here. Alright, so let's cast this minnow. If he doesn't bite, I'm going to go for the tube bait. I may go for the crayfish if he won't bite the tube bait. Cast a little bit ahead of him. He's surfaced. He's starting to move around. Alright. Careful, careful. I don't want him to get off. Let's see, that lure's starting to shake down there. What do we got here? Oh, we got a little small. Oh well, 9.2, that's not too bad. But we want them bigger than that. Okay, it's going to take, it's definitely going to take up into the the 40-pound weight limit, or total weight limit, to win this lake. So let's ease down a little bit. Let's try this area here. Alright, there's a big old walleye. I'd like to show off another walleye. Alright, there's a big bass. I would like to show off another walleye and maybe a bigger crappie while I'm here. But the problem is, if you catch one, and then later on in the game, trying to win this lake, and you come back to an area that the game calculates that you've already been to and caught a walleye or caught something, then it's much less likely that the bass is going to bite when you come back. So I'm going to save all my fishing for now. Now if I get a pretty good little haul and I'm 100% sure that I can win the lake, I can win this tournament with what I've got, I may go ahead and go back and catch a few big walleyes, or catch a big walleye and show that off, and then catch a bigger crappie and show that off. But for now, only bass. Don't catch anything else. And don't catch little ones. Just big ones. Ones this size, that is, not the biggest. Alright, got another smallmouth. 7.6. Not going too well so far. We've got to catch bigger fish than this. We will. Just take some time. It's still early. Hasn't even been an hour. Alright, I used to turn and go up into that little tiny cove there. Okay, let's back off. Okay, right here. Alright, we're shallow. We got some activity down there. Just catch some fish here. Let's keep our eyes peeled for the big ones. Alright, there's a big bass. We want him for show. There's a little one. Don't want him. Okay. Alright, buddy. You may not be interested in biting a topwater lure, although we are pretty shallow. Alright, where'd you go? Let's remark him. Oh, piss. He's still here. Alright, let's remark him. Alright. May not be wanting to bite a topwater. Let's try this tube bait. As I was saying earlier, you don't necessarily want to go to the timbers to catch bass. But again, there's a lure to find at every lake, and the lure that you find in this lake is at the timbers. It's not at the ones that I just showed you. It's at a different set of timbers. There's two sets of timbers, one on the west side and one on the east side of this lake. We want to go over to the ones on the east side, and I'll show you right where to go. You've got to position your boat in a very specific way in order to get this lure, and in my opinion, it's completely useless. I never want to use it. Alright, looks like this guy's not very big. He may have been caught already because he tired out pretty quick. Yeah, he's a little one. Littler. We'll do better. No big deal. We already got 4 fish in the boat. That's good. Alright, back up a little more. Alright, there it dropped off a little bit deeper. We've got the same coverage down at the bottom, but it dropped off a little deeper, so this is going to calculate to a different area. And as you can see, it is. Alright, there's a little bass. And there's a walleye, and that looks like that's all we've got here. Yep. No bueno. Let's back up a little more, a little more. Back up, back up, back up. Alright, below us down there is the dam. And the dam is another good place to fish. There's not as many big bass that you'll see there, but you're going to want to make a trip here anyway. Be careful at the dam. Don't just crash into it. Ease your boat down until you hear it at the side or hit the bank or whatever it is you're hitting down there. And at the dam, you're going to want to use topwater lures. Or, well, you're going to want to use diving lures. Alright, we got 2 walleye and a little bass, so let's move. Ease along. And move your boat around a little bit, look for some different areas. So this would be a different area. There's a big bass. So let's save our last crankbait and let's get a minnow out and use those up first. And be very careful, because if you bang your lure against the dam, you could break it. Like I say, I don't know what it is about these smallmouth. They're a little more elusive. They're smarter. Alright, there he comes. Yeah, I even want this. Yeah, there he goes. Good thing about the dam is, if you hook one, you've got way less of a distance to get him in. Come on, give me something big. 8.2, well, we're getting up there. Alright, so we're at 39 pounds. If we were to weigh in right now, we would not place in the top 3. So we've got to keep fishing. We've got to go for bigger bass. Okay, I'm at 29 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and show off where the lure is. I hate to do it because I do want to fish at the dam one more time. I'll go back and fish at the dam one more time. But, okay. I think it might take me a minute to find this. Oh, great. Now it's raining. About right here, I think is where you can find your next lure. No, that's not it. Let's back up. Right here. it. On it. East forward. Alright, try here. That's not it either. I thought it was on this tree right here. Oh, darn it. It. You have to get your boat in a very specific position to get this lure. I can remember in the past having trouble here. Okay. Alright. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and show off the rest of this lake all the way back around to the marina where we started. And on the next video, I will show where I found the lure in the exact position that you have to have your boat. So, that's it for this video, and I appreciate everybody watching. In the next video, I will show off, I want to show off a few more bass that I've caught, or I want to show off catching a few more bass, and I want to, I said I was going to go ahead. Alright, get past the timbers here, and you're back to the marina. So again, you want to make a circle around the lake in the same fashion that I did. I passed up some good open water areas, just getting up to here from around the timbers, so you want to check those places out. But again, from right here, you want to look for open water areas as you head up to the dump. Come out of the dump, line your boat up with the same point that I showed you, go across the lake, come down towards the dam again. Just make a big circle around this lake, look for good areas, and catch you some fish. And eventually you will have a haul big enough to win this lake. So, again, appreciate everybody watching, and stay tuned for another episode of Black Bass. Later.